super incredibly excited to have with me the one and the only Justen Newton, straight from Colorado in Dallas, Texas. And I have him here in a room and the door is locked and he's not going anywhere until I find out each and every single thing that I have to know. I want to know everything that this guy knows. Finally, have you?
What do you want to know, my friend?
Everything.
All right.
I want to know everything, brother. First, welcome to Dallas, Texas.
Thank you. I'm loving it already.
Have you been to Texas before?
No, man. El Paso, but that doesn't count if you're flying somewhere and leave.
Shout out to El Paso. Anybody out there from El Paso? You just sort of burn them right away.
Nah, they're all right. They're all right. But no, I'm liking it.
Never been to Dallas or
no,
Houston?
No, never been. This is my first time in what I consider Texas, DFW. The Metroplex, I just figured out what that means. So,
and how did you figure that out, by the way?
Oh, that was a funny event.
Yeah, somebody called up and they're like, "Are you in the Metroplex?" I don't know. Hey, Chad, are we in the Metroplex? He said, "Yeah, we're in the Metro." Hey, dude, we're like 2 minutes from you. We're in the Metroplex. We must be really close to each other. So
yeah,
you figured out what the Metroplex is.
Yeah, apparently it's big for those of you that don't know.
Not as big as this guy, though. I mean, he's totally, nothing's too big for him.
Yeah.
So you're in the insurance restoration industry, and you've not been to Dallas, Texas.
I am.
Interesting.
I've purposefully avoided it.
Right.
It's quite the volatile market. Contractors versus insurance companies, or more so, the better way of saying it is insurance companies against everybody, particularly their policyholders. But
sure,
that's pretty much everywhere. It's a little worse in Texas, I hear.
So now for the people that don't know, and you probably do know, because this is Justen Newton, but for the people that don't know, tell them, Justen, what do you do for a living? Tell these people, because some people, I think they're like, man, Justen Newton, I see him everywhere. He's just all over the place. What does he do? I always see him on these giant roofs and doing, all the time, like in the middle of, causing uproars and disrupting the game, but what does he do? Tell me what you do.
This last year in particular, and it's been almost a decade in this business, I've just really focused on personal growth and focused a lot of my time on helping others, and that's in itself helped me to grow. I'm just out there helping policyholders. It's more so commercial, industrial policyholders nowadays. Also some crazy, little residential ones. But, my job is to get out there and take reconstruction and do it properly. That's one of the biggest things that we're missing in this industry is we have people that have never swung a hammer, that have never done construction, telling us based on a certain software, not written by people that are in construction either, that this is how we are supposed to reconstruct a building, a roof, whatever trade that it is. And that's just not the way that it works. And so based on that system that we've had for decades, we have underpaid claims, which isn't my job. I'm not a public adjuster, but my job is to tell them what it actually costs and what it actually takes to do the work. And that's a contractor's job. And I think that we're missing that.
Say that again. What's the contractor's job? I just want to make sure I catch that.
My job as a contractor, your job as a contractor, is to tell people, whether policyholder or carrier, how to reconstruct a building and what that cost is. We're not here to negotiate.
Right.
And I'm done.
So contractors don't negotiate claims.
No, we don't negotiate at all, and we shouldn't be. What we should be doing is telling them, this is my cost, this is how we do it, this is the requirements, this is what code says, and we can discuss damages. But we're not here to negotiate, which is something we're trapped into all the time.
To try to get you to do that.
Yeah, take this line off and we'll pay this line item. You. How about you pay them both? How about that's my cost? Beep. Nah, don't bleep it.
Yeah, no, I think we're good. I think we're allowed to say that.
Yeah.
Wherever it's going.
You got to be 8 and older.
8 and older.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's really important to me that you are your raw, authentic self. So I don't really want you to edit anything. You know what I mean? I don't want you to have to monitor your own language at all.
Good.
So, so tell me, how does that work so now you have to tell them how to reconstruct how the reconstruction is going to go. So like,
Yes.
so is that kind of how you do it? I mean, like is it the secret of your success?
That's one of the secrets is, and we were talking about this earlier, is before you can properly estimate any loss, you have to understand the construction. It's not just a matter of R&R shingles or whatever trade you're doing, gutters, interior, R&R drywall, you know. We see these things all the time and we accept them when there's so many caveats. There is code requirements, there's general construction practices, and there's just pure ethics on what you can and cannot do. And so often, due to pressure by carriers underpaying claims, we find contractors are shorting the policyholders and themselves by doing things wrong. And my entire intent, and I think anyone that knows me and knows who I am, knows that my intent is to do it right, and that is a battle sometimes.
Sure.
Which we're willing to go.
Sure. And I know, like we probably only have so many minutes to cover. You can't be expected to give all your secrets. I know I said that in the beginning, but that would take quite a few years. But how did you get these secrets? I mean, how did you get them?
We call it a thing called trial and error, for the most part.
Interesting.
Of course, I've applied.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, I've screwed up most every way that you can screw up as a contractor. So it's not that I'm knocking guys, and I'm saying that these guys are bad for doing things a certain way or succumbing to the pressure from carriers to do things in an inappropriate manner. It's just kind of what it is. But contractors have to fight back.
Sure.
We have to demand the quality that the policyholder is owed. And so to answer your question, trial and error is a major way that I've learned. I've applied myself for the almost a decade I've been in this business. I'm
So
a roofing nerd.
by doing it, getting out
Absolutely.
there and doing it in the
Yes.
trenches over and over and over again, repetition.
Learning everything that I can.
Sure.
Reading every code book, every article, talking to smart people like yourself, like Chet, like, so many guys in
Chet
this business.
Selz.
Yeah, we know that guy.
He's awesome. Yeah,
Shout
that
out.
Chet Selz guy. Chet Selz, keep the door locked. He's not going anywhere yet, all right?
But, in networking, and there's been some great advancements. Facebook has been beautiful for us as an industry. We've had guys.
Shout out to Facebook.
Right. Good job, buddy. Mastermind with other contractors because I don't know it
sure,
all.
yeah.
There's guys that are watching this that are going, man, Justen Newton's sharp. That guy I can learn from. And there's guys watching this going,
More than you know, by the way. More than you know.
And you make me believe that, and so have some other people, and that makes me feel really good.
If you guys don't, if you're just watching this for the first time, you don't know who this guy is. I mean, go find him on Facebook and get with him, follow him. If he's, if you're ever in Colorado, he's just a guy that really, and I'll tell you, you're a guy that I've found that you're not like, well, I have all these secrets that I've earned, over the years, but I don't want anybody to know.
Yeah.
It's like, and so you've helped me and taught me some things and opened my mind on things.
Sure, I'm glad.
Like the conversations we've had on codes from the,
Love
tell me
my
about
codes,
that.
man.
Yeah,
I love
tell me
my
about the
codes.
codes. I mean, talk about that a little bit.
Codes are everything. And
The code game.
Yeah, it is everything. Code is law.
Sure.
Ordinance and law.
So without insurance stuff, without insurance companies paying for it, we have to
It's
know
still a
this. The
requirement.
contractors, we have to know this stuff.
It's not.
Right.
To get to the point, being a contractor in the insurance restoration business is not about slamming the insurance companies. It's not about getting over on them. It's
Sure.
not about overcharging them and applying rules in an interesting light to make them pay more. It's about
It's not to try to trick them.
No, it's not a trick.
Right.
As much as they like to portray that to the general public, it's not a trick.
Right.
It's about this is the right way to have it done.
I hear people say, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
sure.
I hear people say like,
Get passionate.
yeah, like, you got to pad your estimates right and pad your estimates right. I don't believe in that term. I think if you just put all the,
it's a bad term. I understand what they're saying, and it makes perfect sense.
they're saying
because
it maybe not the right way, but they're right.
it's a bad way to say it. The insurance companies beat down contractors. It's 100% a fact. And so I understand them saying that, and it's the wrong way to say it, but they pad their estimates because they know they're going to get beat down. the carriers aren't going to pay very legitimate and reasonable line items or costs. So I understand what they're getting at, but we got to get away from that negotiating, because that's all it is. If you pad your estimate to get beat down, you're negotiating the claim. And we need to get more to, this is my cost, this is what I'm charging. The policyholder, the business owner, the building owner, the homeowner has chosen me, and what are you going to do?
Sure.
You're going to pay it or deny it?
Now, what do you use as your estimating?
I use a couple different things and a couple different techniques depending on.
So you have different game plans.
Yeah,
different
so
scenarios.
Xactimate is
Awesome.
by far my number one. We're playing in the insurance company's court with that. We're using their pricing that doesn't reflect real market value increases, and we've seen those studies.
Most of the insurance companies use Xactimate.
Yeah, it puts us on an even playing field. Some claims and some carriers, like Big Red, I am very fond of using one line item estimates, and it's because
Bid item.
Yeah, they're not gonna pay the claim fairly no matter what. They're gonna use.
They won't play by the rules.
Yeah, they don't play by the rules. They're gonna use us trying to play on their ball field to beat us down. I don't play for pipe jacks. Everybody that's ever said that should be slapped.
Wow.
I mean, you are wrong and you know you're wrong. So
give me one, I'm curious, can you think of one thing, I want to give something away to somebody, you know what I mean? Like I want like for the contract, like I know a lot of times guys say, hey, you really should, the other day somebody sent me a message that said, I'm going to make so much more money because of the gable cornice returns. You know what I mean? Like one little thing, you know, like or tarping, you know, the roof 100%, or because Xactimate pays by the square foot. Little nuggets. So I'd like to be able to, for that one guy, I want you to give them something and just give it away. Like give them a code scenario, something that's almost always missed on an insurance estimate that you can almost get it in there because it's accurate. I mean, first of all, like the code, so we're talking about like, there's a couple different things in play here, right? We've got the ordinance and losses, or the ordinance and laws that cover the code. So we have the International Building Code, 2012, 2009, and it kind of depends on where the municipality is and which one they've adopted.
Yeah,
so you got to do your research first.
Yeah, and that's
who all does that?
I think everyone.
That first step.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
every
how many
contract.
people?
Yeah. How many? Like that first step.
Well, how many should is 100%.
100%.
How many do? I think it's far less of a number.
Game over.
Yeah.
Game over from
I
there.
have
You know. I mean, that you shouldn't be in the game, right? Yeah.
And I've read every one. I'm not gonna say I've read every single word of every single one, but I've read all the ones pertinent to me. And I say that.
Interesting that you invest in yourself like that.
Well, I think everyone should. And I give them away freely. I help anyone any way I can. But those code books are your guiding force in how to do it. And so one thing that's missed.
It's like a secret code book or something that nobody can get?
You would think. The IRC, the IBC, the IECC, the International Energy Code Council, which is extremely important and one of the least applied code books out there. I've been in code departments where they didn't even know what it was.
Give me an example.
Las Cruces. It was beautiful. The guy, I went in there to get an enforcement letter for the International Energy Code Council. It's very, very important.
You went into the building department.
The building department. I talked to the senior building inspector.
Did you bring any donuts or anything with you?
I didn't think I had to. I thought this was going to be easy. And so the guy gives me the most dumbfounded look when I'm asking him about it. Hey, I just need a letter saying you guys enforce the IECC. It says it right there on your website. And he's like, the what? The International Energy Code Compliance. And he says, I think I've heard of that. What do you mean? And the guy...
School's in session.
Yeah, the guy has to go and get the book, and I have to go through it with him and explain to him how it needs to be enforced, explain to him what the law is, and then I meet with him and his boss, I don't remember her name, it's not relevant, and we had to go through this whole debacle to try and get him to enforce it. We didn't even get him to enforce it properly then because they didn't understand it. They were hinging on one letter. I spent a lot of time talking to Chet about that situation. And it's it was very interesting. But now we have it.
I think a lot of guys spend a lot of time talking to Chet to
yeah,
get
yeah,
the
he's
secret
sharp.
nuggets.
He's a sharp guy, man, and that's
a smart thing of you to actually not think you know everything, and to be willing to. That's a problem I have. You know, I try to be so, like, tell myself you don't know anything. You don't know. You know what I mean? I try to remind myself because, I mean, when I was younger, I just I didn't want anybody to help me. I thought I knew everything all myself. I had it all figured out, and I had to fall on my face because
sometimes
of that.
it's pride, and that's one thing. I'm supposed to be a guy that knows a lot, but you guys will see that I ask guys all the time. I ask questions. If I don't know something, I want to learn, and that can be looked at as a weak thing or a strong thing. I personally view it as strong. I'll never stop learning. I'll never stop growing. I will learn from anybody. The newest guy in the room will always have a good idea somewhere.
Interesting.
It's just the truth.
Fresh, right?
Absolutely.
It comes out
Different
fresh.
perspective, you know, it's all about growth. And that's the only reason we're down here doing this. Because I'm not making any money doing this.
Right.
Heck, it cost me a lot of money to do this.
Are you paying me anything? Or am I paying you anything?
Absolutely
Are you
not.
trying to sell anything to anybody?
No, we're just...
Guy came on like, I don't know, man. You know, I'm not on. What do you sell? You know, like, you know, people are a little curious as to what it is that we're doing. We're just connected.
Yeah, we're just connected. We're having fun. We're going to help a lot of people, hopefully, with this video.
Definitely. I hope so. So, Las Cruces.
Las Cruces.
How'd you bring that one home?
Oh, that was an interesting battle. We ended up getting engineers' reports saying that it's enforced and completely subverted code because they didn't know.
So you get the engineer reports to
the carrier.
To show the carrier.
Yes, and actually what really helped was the insurance company sent out an engineer, and we used his report initially because their engineer agreed with me about the enforcement.
That doesn't happen very often.
No, actually this one, and it was from a big name firm,
Wow.
you know, one of the big three that denies everything, but he agreed with me 100%. And his report's awesome. I still use his report today.
Awesome.
I keep waiting for a cease and desist, but until I get that, I'm gonna keep forwarding it back to the carriers. This is your guy.
Don't tempt him, man. So that's awesome, man. I mean, so you basically through trial and error. I mean, you didn't always know this. You just picked it up on your own. You studied the code books. You're constantly starving for information. You don't know it all.
Nope.
So you never did know it all. But yet you keep learning and getting better.
Absolutely. The old saying, if you're not learning, you're dying.
That's crazy.
That's the absolute truth. Continued growth. I just did another certification class a couple weeks ago, low slope, and did a coding one a few weeks before that.
I've seen you on a lot of those I've seen you in those classes and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, actually I'm signing up for one here in the next couple weeks. I think it's called Introduction to Asphalt Shingles. Now, if anybody knows me and knows how long I've been doing this, and I probably know a thing or two about asphalt shingles, you wouldn't expect me to take Introduction to Asphalt Shingles, but I am, because it's a hands-on class. Have I been a project manager, salesman, whatever you want to call it, for almost a decade? Yeah. Can I bend my flashings, and do those as good as some of my installers? Should I be able to? I think so.
Nice.
Never stop learning. Never stop growing. Never stop networking. It's just paramount.
Nice. So Justen came in today, Certifly.com.
Yeah.
Sent us some
good guys.
drones. Yeah. Jeffrey Marcus and Jerome Reyes from Certify.com. Thank you guys, big time for that.
Much appreciated.
Yeah,
We'll play with the drones again tomorrow.
Yeah, we still got 3 drones, two Phantom 3s and a Phantom 4, I believe. I'm still getting to know that, but and these big rigs with tablets and controllers and all kinds of cool
really hooked up that spread.
Yeah, so we went to this
thousands of dollars in merchandise. You just shipped us overnight so we could have it. So appreciate that.
It's a good thing they made it.
Right.
But we got out there and just started. We got them out of the box, and the styrofoam peanuts were going all over the windy parking lot.
Yeah.
And we just got them out and took off, man. We flew. We were struggling, getting all the connection stuff. He gave us an awesome video to watch, by the way.
We struggled.
we kind of skip the video because we're guys.
Yeah.
We don't want to.
And we're contractors.
Instruction. We're contractors. We're like, oh no, we can figure this all out. You
Never
know?
needed instruction in my life. Probably why I screwed up those things I put together.
Yeah, but we got it flying, and tomorrow we're gonna go out and actually measure some roofs and things. Starting with what was it, 650 or is it 800? How many squares was that thing?
No,
that
it was like 527.
527.
Yeah,
Big.
and that project, beautiful project.
Nice one.
Wish it was mine.
Yeah.
Add a $500,000 that quick.
Spray Foam Masters hooked
Oh,
that
yeah.
one up.
Yeah.
They invited us over. Alan Kinney.
Yes.
Like, and his son Christopher. Those are
did a
good.
real good job,
Some
too.
great guys, man. So.
Yeah, I was actually really impressed. I'm really impressed with
Yeah,
his
you were
knowledge.
talking to those guys the whole time.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, because they intrigue me. He knows what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
You know, so often, unfortunately, in this business, we meet with guys that are our peers or colleagues or what have you, and you can't hold a conversation with them about real construction because they don't know it. And again, the premise of what I laid into is,
Even guys with big giant jobs.
oh yeah, we got a lot of salesmen in this industry. There's nothing wrong with that.
We need salesmen.
We
right?
need salesmen. Salesmen are
We need
great.
technicians.
I'm a salesman some days. But you gotta know what the, I probably shouldn't cuss so much. We're gonna have to edit it
We're a
all
little
out.
late for that.
You know, you just gotta know what you're doing. You gotta know how it goes together. If you don't go out and learn it. I think one of the best things I did when I was growing in this industry years ago was I went out and did repairs. I went out and did tile repairs. I went out and did wood shake repairs. And if you've never done a wood shake repair, you know, that's the best way to understand if something is repairable or not.
Right.
And I still use it speaking directly to wood shakes when I'm dealing with an adjuster.
You
When
do
they're-
a lot of wood shake repairs now,
Colorado.
don't you?
Yeah.
Repairs, right?
Oh, me? No.
I'm just kidding.
Gotta get these hands dirty, man.
Right.
I earned this.
No, but I'm saying you don't do the repairs. We're not repairing
no,
it.
it's just a good way to learn.
We're replacing it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're not
Oh
repairing
no,
it.
I got you.
Yeah,
no, dude.
no.
No.
don't mess with
Especially
repairs.
especially in my home market of Denver. I mean, so many of
Nice try.
the
on
surrounding
repair.
areas that have banned wood shakes, and nobody's really putting them back on in that market. And most of them are over 20 years old. And I don't
Sure.
know about you, but if there's been zero maintenance, which is the norm for wood shakes because homeowners aren't educated on maintenance, and it's over 20 years old, not too many of them are repairable.
And so how do you go about that? What argument do you use? I mean, not argument, but what position do you take
Show
to
me.
articulate that?
Show me. I will show you that it's not repairable. I will go and get my tools down from my truck,
Interesting.
and you show me how it's repairable.
So the contractor's role is to perform all repairs prescribed by the insurance company, and the
Yeah.
insurance company says, we prescribe it to be repaired.
Yeah.
And you say, okay, let's go through the motions, Mr. Adjuster. I'll go repair. I'm gonna go get my tools and my belt, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna go start repairing it right now. And then what happens?
Well, I usually lean more towards the embarrassment aspect because either they don't know what they're talking about and they're just repeating something they've been told by upper management, and I can prove to them on
Like
the
a
spot that they're
programmed
wrong.
robot, sort of.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Or they are educated. Maybe they were a contractor. Big Red is fond of hiring ex-contractors that actually know what they're doing. And those guys, if they say
Smart,
that it's
yeah.
repairable, prove it. Because we both know it's not.
Right.
And so it's
go through the
interesting.
motions.
Yeah, there's different aspects and different ways of looking at it.
Can you just come over here for a second? Come
Yeah.
over. Sir, come here.
Let's bring this
Ouch. Ouch. I jammed my elbow today and then I got my knee. Dadgum.
Dadgum Danvers.
Come on,
brother.
Dadgum. Hold on.
Come on.
Dadgum. Come on, sit right there, buddy. Come on, sit. All right, we'll go fast. Here we go. Here we go.
By the way, it's okay.
By the way.
For like another 5 minutes, it's okay.
Okay. So we talked about the one and the only Justen Newton. I'd be remiss if I wasn't talking about the one and only Chet Selz. Chet, thanks for coming, brother.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm glad to be here with you guys.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I mean, I've been wanting to connect with you for a long time. I've been hearing,
It's been
like,
a while.
you're like the industry assassin, so I hear. Like you're,
Man, this is really just a great thing that, we're all doing here. And man, I'm glad to have you guys in Texas.
Hey, dude, I'm glad to be here. We've talked dozens of times on the phone. Talked
sure.
strategy.
I mean, this
You
guy
know?
probably, 1 o'clock in the morning,
Yep.
we look up and we're just like, man, we got like 4 more hours of shit to do.
Right.
I
love it.
Coming up at
Yeah.
some time, we gotta go to bed.
And it's all, the thing that I love about this group and a lot of other guys is that it's not for money. We're not up late at night talking about it because we're profiting off of each other.
We have
It's-
jobs. We're making money, right?
Yeah, it's just mutual knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And like what you're talking about, over 650 CMs, you have to upgrade it to
Yeah,
the
tell them that we brought Chet in real fast because he was contributing.
Because I don't know this.
And he was saying, hey guys, don't forget to tell him this. And I'm like, can you please just come over and tell him?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Go
is,
for
this
it.
is one thing that you were touching on earlier whenever
Mm-hmm.
you brought up the ECC, the Energy Conservation Code. That's a big deal. I mean, that's
Yeah.
nationally enforced.
He brought it up, by the way. I got to give him the
Yeah,
props.
yeah.
But yeah.
And so, I mean, it's nationally enforced, right? So
Sure, sure.
their big
Federal
deal
mandate.
is always, well, it's not enforced in this municipality.
Federal.
Well, it's federal. I mean, that's the federal law.
Yeah.
You know, is if OSHA's not enforced, are they going to do it? No, they're not. OSHA's going to come around and get a ticket, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to follow the rules, right? And I think that's why this is good. But one of the main things that you can get into with the ECC is makeup air, and it's going to be conditioned makeup air.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of times when people upgrade their kitchens, they'll put in a vent hood that is actually more CFM
Yeah.
than they actually have, and they won't have a damper.
Okay.
Right? And so you actually have to run ducting and have makeup air, and it has to be conditioned makeup air. So that's one thing that you might not want to go out of your way every single time, but it's definitely something that look into the ECC and get familiar.
What's
with
the
that.
downfall of that not being upgraded properly?
The downfall?
Yes.
Well, number one, it's out of code. Number two, it can create a suction in the house.
Okay.
You can put out your pilot lights, and if you put a pilot light out and you're on a gas water heater, then you're talking asphyxiation, possible death. I mean, you're talking some pretty serious stuff.
So that's an interesting thing. So not following code actually does kill people, right?
It actually can.
I'm not saying it happens every day, but it does.
it actually
and it
can.
causes a lot of injuries.
Very much so.
And
especially
carbon
in
dioxide is a
Texas
huge
when
one.
it is much
Yeah.
So, Mr. Adjuster, I cannot kill people.
It's in my it's my description for HVAC furnace vents.
Right?
You know,
I don't know when insurance not allowed,
Yeah.
but I just don't like have it out of office.
Yeah,
Sure,
FEMA
yeah,
actually
I can't.
released a
You
report
can't
saying,
make me do it.
yeah, you can't. You can't send your guy to do the HVAC cap because
Send your
my
hitman.
roofers are not going to do it.
I'm a different kind of assassin.
We don't provide contractors. We just tell contractors how to do their job.
Right.
Right,
And a lot of
right.
remodels where the permits aren't pulled, or
Yeah.
the permit's pulled but the inspection's not done, or I mean, on a remodel that we did over by the TCU
Yeah.
area, we actually showed him the actual vent hood we were going to install.
Yes.
And so that was one of the things that begot, having to do this makeup air.
Uh-huh.
And so, it's just a little gem in your hat, a little feather in your hat.
Yeah.
Sure. So, I mean, showing them the documentation.
Right.
Check
right.
and
I mean,
mate,
this
right?
wasn't an insurance, but I actually did this on a cash job.
Yeah.
For a
Right.
customer.
Which,
Just
to our point, you do the right thing no matter
always.
who the job is for, who's
Right.
paying for it. It doesn't
Absolutely.
matter. I
Chet,
love that, man.
Thank
Good
you so
knowledge.
much, man. I appreciate it.
Good
I mean, because I'm asking, Justin to give away something,
was a
nugget,
good gem.
and he gave some stuff, but that was awesome. That was so Venahoods.
Learned it the hard
650
way.
CM.
Contact him.
Yeah, any shout outs you want to give for your website or anything?
Tell us about your business, Chet.
Uh,
How can people find out about you, man?
Well, I mean, we're salescontracting.com. You can look us up there. We're actually about to be remodeling that site, so
Okay.
keep your eyes on it.
Cool. Cool.
Another thing we're coming out with a killer platform
Yes,
that's going
sir.
to be all inclusive. I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully late spring we're going to be launching. Right now we've got some alpha testers that we are actually allowing to use some of the functionality, and hopefully by late spring it'll all be together, and I'll be talking to you guys more about that.
Yeah, we'll have
And
to
I
do
know
some
it's
more of it.
exciting. So
You know about that,
Yeah.
so we'll have to do more of videos like this
Absolutely.
to promote that,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Imagine computer robots that do human tasks. I mean, it's,
Insane,
like it.
right? Yeah.
it's
I
good.
like it.
So visionaries, industry visionaries right here of the insurance restoration industry. Justen Newton, Chet Selz, Chad Michael. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys. Okay.